Hi there, Saksham this side from ACE IPM, and in today's video, I'm going to share my journey of getting through IPM at IIM Rohtak in about 30 days of preparation as a non-math student, as I've been getting a lot of queries about this lately, especially after the postponement of exams. So without any further ado, let's get started. So starting out with my academic background, so 9th में घुसे almost FIITJEE में enroll कर लिया. I'm glad I did not do that. 10th तक it was all so nice and good, and I was planning for or hoping for getting into PCM plus CS during my 11th, but 10th के end होते होते जोश ठंडा हो गया था, and my parents, everybody thought that I'm gonna take science, but then came the date when I had to choose the stream, and I'm like, Papa, commerce.
I'm sorry.
Then I also dropped a bomb that commerce, non-math. I was stubborn, so I stuck to my point. I took commerce, non-math, and it was all going good. 9th, 11th भी अच्छा गया, and 12th maybe I was doing decent. And sometime around July, August was when I started to think about career options after 12th. And IPM surprisingly was not in my consideration list. I was looking forward to options abroad, and I got into the University of Auckland, and I was getting a scholarship there. But my parents, weren't willing to send me there. Reason being, I was getting the BCom program over there and not BBA in Information Systems, which I was hoping to, but they did not have any BBA program as such, and they said if in case you were to do BCom, then you're better off doing it over here in the University of Delhi. So I'm like, okay, makes sense. Then I applied for a couple of universities, or like I was hoping to apply for universities in Germany because they're affordable, and I wanted to do BBA in Information Systems, and that is a course available over there. So my entire plan was laid out around this, but the problem with Germany is that you have to first do the language. After that, you have to complete the 13th year of schooling because they have 13 years of schooling. So you have a bridge course called Studienkolleg. You do that, and after that, you complete your 3 years of degree. So this whole process would take 4 to 5 years of time. Even though it's very cost effective, but still you also have to weigh the value of your time as well. You're spending 1 or 2 years more. And then came the usual drama that you'll go out and bahar ka ho jayega, bahar hi you'll find someone and you'll never come back. And we'll be left behind, the usual things that happen in every Indian household. So that happened, and I'm like, okay, what I'll do is I look forward to good options in India itself. If in case I'm able to get one, well and good. If not, then I'll just start with my German classes and then get to Germany the next year. So that was the plan, and everything was happening around the time when I was still giving my boards, still writing my boards. And after that, once I was done with my boards on 2nd of April, I then enrolled myself in an entrance prep course, and I went there for some time, but I didn't quite like it. And the reason for that was, even though they were well trained and they were good at their thing, and I was in one of the main centers in Delhi, but the problem was that they only taught the concept for 15 minutes. The rest 75 minutes was about the questions. And even though I'm a fast-paced learner, but you'd have to start from the very basics because I'm a non-math. If you skip the basics and then you start with something of a higher level, then I just lose track. And that used to happen. सामने श्रीमान पढ़ा रहे हैं, question 1 का solution कैसे होगा, कोई पीछे से तेज बच्चा चीख रहा है कि सर 7th का आंसर बी होएगा या सी होगा, एंड मी एन इंटेलेक्चुअल वहाँ बैठा हुआ है, सामने सर ने पूरा फर्स्ट का आंसर समझा दिया, मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आया, बट एट द एंड ही सेज ओके सो द आंसर इज ऑप्शन सी. आई मार्क दैट ऑन द शीट एंड then I go back to my home. That went on for like about a week, and then I was like, boss, this is not working. I need to switch to something different. So I stopped going there, but at least I had the books to refer to, and I was just solving the questions from there. I got my accountancy teacher, or I was taking home tuitions for accountancy for like about 15-20 days, and I liked the way that person taught. So I told him that, okay, you don't have any experience with entrance preparation or teaching people for this, but okay, that's okay. Just see these books, understand the concepts, and then transfer that knowledge to me, disseminate that to me. And that's how we went about that. I used to go to him for all the higher order topics, and that's how we did it. I also started giving mocks initially. I was scoring good, but most of the scores were coming from like the verbal part. So I knew that QA is something that I'll have to work on. But the one good thing about my coaching was they never made me feel that I'm a non-math student, because they did not provide any supplement for higher math up until 7 days before the exam. So I was totally in a notion that this exam is relatively easier. Even in the mocks, it was the same case. and that's how I was preparing. And I also gave Simbi exam in between, and again I was scoring really good over there too. I had 40 on 40 in the quants part, so I was fairly confident about my quants part up until that time. But yeah, that all this was happening in parallel, but I was still not giving my 100% to preparation because of the fact that I kind of knew that I'm gonna get a good percentage in 12th, and then I'll just get to a good college in DU, and that's how I'm gonna continue with everything. But then came my result sometime around, I believe, 3rd of April, and that's 3rd of May, and that's when it was very it was a bummer because I got 95.4%. It was still close to what I expected, but what shocked me the most was the fact that I had 84 in English. English has been my subject up until 11th. I've been the school topper in English in class 11th. I've been a content writer, having written over 1 million words. I sure had a command over the language, both in terms of writing as well as speaking. But for some reason, I had very low marks in English, and that was also the case with my other peers. So even at 84, it was the second highest in the school. So, there was something wrong with the result, or I'm not sure, if something went wrong in the checking part. But I had to accept the fact that I have low marks in English. And in DU, you have to submit your best 4. In your best 4, you have to include English. If I do not include English in my best 4, it's 97. If I include that in my best 4, it comes down to 94.75. So my best 4 was ironically, worse than my overall score. So that happened, and I knew that, boss, ab DU mein to jo chahiye tha wo nahi milne wala. I have to switch, and I have to look forward to other options. I had applied to 4 other colleges that included IPM Indore, IPM IIM Rohtak, and I applied for Simbi for BBIT. They have that course, and again in IPU as well for the BBIT part. So I applied for these colleges, and for other entrances it was going good. And for IPM Indore, I knew once I got to know, okay, so higher math bhi aata hai, and I'm seeing these questions repeated in these mocks, and that is when I realized, okay, ye bhi kuch cheez hai, and this is something worth focusing on. So in those last 7 days, I was only focused on the QA part because I knew I'm not doing good over there. And these are the topics that I covered. I covered the arithmetic part. I covered the PNC probability set theory part because that's something I found interesting. I covered a bit of algebra. I was very good with number systems too. And I hated geometry as well as the trigonometry part, so wasn't very good at it. And logarithm functions, those were the topics that I completely ignored, or I did try solving them, but everything went ahead above my head. The matrices and determinant part, also similar situation over there, even though I studied it a bit and a couple of questions came in the exam too. But that's how my overall preparation was like. I seriously prepared only for the last 15 days, and before that also I was preparing, but not very much, or not to my fullest potential. And then I went ahead, gave my exam. Before exams I was giving mocks. I was still scoring 150 or 200, so that was a decent score. But again, the level of questions in the actual exam was actually a bit higher than what I have been doing in the mocks. But still, even though I could not do the number of questions I usually do in my mocks, but I went there with a calm and composed mind, and I did not have that thing in my head that I'm a non-math student. I knew, or I believed in myself that I can compete with any other student who might have been preparing for JEE, or he's very good with math. I'm as worthy of that seat as they are, and I'll be able to do it. That's the mindset that I carried in my entrance, and that actually helped me because I was not panicking. I was very calm, composed. I only picked a handful of questions because I anyway knew this is not an exam wherein you are expected to do 40 on 40 questions in QA and all the questions like that. What you're expected is that you make the best use of your time, and that is what I did. I picked a handful of questions only, but I made sure that I'm doing them with the highest possible accuracy, especially in the QA part. So that happened, and after I was done with this entrance, my IIM Rohtak's entrance was on 17th of May. So I then shifted my focus over there. I again revisited the topics of QA and VA, and I did the LR part too. Again, LR was something I was just good at, so did not require much of a practice except for a couple of topics like linear arrangement, circular arrangement, clocks and calendars. Those were the things that I just revisited, some content on the books, or maybe something online, and after that I was done with that entrance. Again, fairly confident that I'll at least get through the entrance, and then we'll later on focus on the interview part. So that happened. I got shortlisted from these colleges, and I finally converted the call of IIM Rohtak, and I converted, I got top college in top colleges of IPU as well. I was getting Simbi as well. I could not make it to IIM Indore, but I got IIM Rohtak, and I just enrolled myself over here. My backup was after IIM Rohtak, it was Delhi University, because I was still getting like good South Campus colleges over there. That was my journey, and that's how I prepared for this exam just for like barely a month, and still made sure that I'm able to get through. And so can you, because the main reason why people are very scared of this entrance is because of the higher math part, especially for the non-math students. But you have to understand that the number of questions coming from that part is limited. Even though if you feel like you do not have time to cover each and everything, you still can cover most of it, at least the basic math part, till the time you're till the time you don't have your exams coming up. From now, if you are left with 30 days of preparation, given that the exams don't get postponed, and in all likeliness they will, so you'll have more time to prepare for the higher order topics as well. But even in the 30 days time that is left, you can at least get through the basic topics, the basic math part, the verbal part which remains the same in all the entrances, and also a bit of logical reasoning which does not really require much of a practice if you already have that mental ability. If you are through with at least this part, you are done with all the entrances except for 3, that is IIM Indore, DUJAT and Narsi Monjee NPAT. That is where you have higher math coming up, and as a non-math you are anyway not eligible for DUJAT and NPAT, you are only eligible for IPM Rohtak. Your strategy from now should be to at least cover the basic topics which are coming in all the other entrances except for IPM. They're coming in IPM Indore as well. But in IPM Indore, in addition to all this, you also have some higher order or higher math topics coming in. So first cover at least the basics, because even though I'd want you to focus or primarily on Indore, we have to understand the fact that the seats are limited, the competition is high. So you need to prepare well in advance, and also you need to make sure that you also have a backup to fall back on. So you cover the syllabus of at least other universities first, and after that, if you're left with time, or once you're over with your Indore Rohtak exam, JIPMAT exam, that is when you shift focus to Indore, and because you have some time left for that as well in between, you can do those higher math questions or higher math topics. And even if you are not able to, you do not have time, in that case also it's completely fine, as long as you are thorough with the rest of the topics, because that's where you can also fetch marks from. It's a matter of how you strategize your paper. About that part as to how do you get started with the preparation, because I've talked about how to go about preparing for it in the next 30 days. Aapko books chahiye, we have a video made on that. You want a strategy for QA, for VA, for paper, for mocks. All the videos are available on the channel. We're also planning to put out some content for the regular lecturing part too. Not everything, but for important topics we'll be putting out content on YouTube. So you have ample amount of content available over here as well. So you can refer to all that and start with your preparation. Make sure that you are not delaying this process. You should be starting, if you have not started already, then you should be starting right after this video. And a lot of people also come to me with their query that entrance prep course lena chahiye iske liye, ya fir it's fine to do it without it. See, there are some people who clear it with an entrance prep course, and there are equal number of people who clear it without any entrance prep course. Now it depends on you whether you are able to follow through all the syllabus, and you are able to solve the questions without the help of anybody else. If you have you have plenty of content available on YouTube, you have books available, everything is available online, and if you are able to follow along those that content, and you are able to get good marks in your mocks, well and good, fair enough, you don't require a coaching in that case. But if in case you need someone to handhold you in the process, if you want someone to not only be a teacher to you but also a mentor, if you want somebody so that you again have somebody to fall back on, and help you with the entire process, keep you motivated and keep a check on your progress, in that case you can as well join ACE IPM, because this course or this venture is primarily run by people who have cleared IPM and DUJAT, and we help people to get through specifically these entrances. So we have a course designed around this. You get foundational lectures, you get weekly live sessions, a set of 22 booklets which are delivered to your doorstep, mocks that closely align with the actual entrance. I've seen this entrance preparation scenario very closely, me as well as my co-founder, and we have made sure that we are filling in all the gaps that are there in the existing system and making the best possible course ever, so as to be your unfair advantage to getting into IPM. So you can have a look at that course as well. The link will be down in the description, and you can go to our website and book a free counseling session with us. But even if you're not getting an entrance prep course, it's completely fine, as long as you are able to follow through the content that is already available. That's okay. Just make sure you're giving enough number of mock tests, you're practicing what you are doing, or all the concepts that you are doing by mocks or topic test or sectional test, whatever means you are following. but make sure you are doing the lectures or doing the concepts. After that, you're practicing them enough, and as and when you have doubt, you can always ask your peers and friends to help you out in that case. And that being said, I think I've covered most of the things, and if in case you want me to cover something else, you can leave it down in the comments. You can also give a feedback on these format. I usually do PPT style videos, so if in case you like this format more, you can let me know. I'll continue making videos like this, or I can mix a couple of things here and there. Also, if in case you made till the end of this video, I'd appreciate if you comment, I will crack IPM, so that I get to know how many people actually, make it till the end of the videos. And that being said, we'll have more content coming up on this channel, so do subscribe to the channel and like the video if in case you found it helpful. You can as well share this video with your friends if in case, it might help them as well. And that's about it. Thank you for listening to me patiently. Stay safe, good luck, and all the best.